So let's talk about something huge. I mean, forget tectonic shifts. This is the big one. What if Netflix, the company that totally changed how we watched movies, actually bought Warner Bros., the studio that, for 100 years, basically defined what a movie is? It's a hypothetical that, feels a little more real every single day. We're going to break down what a move like that would mean for, well, for everyone. Just think about that for a second. The ultimate disruptor just swallowing a century of Hollywood tradition whole. This is so much more than a business deal. It's practically a battle for the soul of entertainment itself. And the implications are absolutely massive, affecting everything from the blockbusters you line up to see in theaters to the shows you binge watch on your couch. Because really, this isn't just about one company buying another one. It's a full-on clash of two completely different worlds. We are talking about a collision of cultures, of business models, and, honestly, a collision over the very definition of what a movie even is anymore. Okay, so on one side, you've got Netflix, the new wave, right? Their whole playbook is built around a global streaming platform that's fueled by data, by algorithms, and just a constant, nonstop flood of new stuff to watch. But on the other side, you have Warner Bros., the legacy titan, a studio built on the magic of the big screen, on iconic franchises, and 100 years of real cinematic history. I mean, they're not just different companies, they basically operate in different universes.
So how in the world do you make sense of a collision this big? Well, you turn to the experts, right? A group of real industry veterans actually got together to debate this exact scenario. And listening to their different perspectives, it reveals everything that's at stake here.
And this whole discussion took place at what's called a post-break panel, which is hosted by the Post-New York Alliance. It's where these top-tier pros get together to really unpack the industry's toughest, messiest questions. And a potential Netflix-Warner Bros. Deal? Yeah, that's about as tough as it gets. So let's meet the key voices from that debate. To really get this, we've got to understand the players. First up, let's step inside the streaming machine. We need to hear from the person who thinks in terms of global scale, and let's be honest, ruthless efficiency. And the voice of the streamer is Jeff Roth. If you want to understand how a global giant like Netflix really operates, he's the person you ask. He was right at the center of their massive global expansion. And just look at his experience, you can see he was a key architect of that global machine. His job title was VP of Production, Strategy, and Operations. So what does that mean? It means his job was to build these incredibly efficient, scalable systems for all of their international originals. He really embodies that data-driven, global-first mindset where scale is king. But that's just one side of the coin, isn't it? What about the other side? What about the art? The curation, the actual magic of seeing a film in a dark theater with a crowd? Well, let's meet the champion for that world. On the complete other side of the argument, you have Tom Hall, and he represents the world of curated, artistic cinema, a world that feels like the polar opposite of the whole streaming model. I mean, his entire career has been dedicated to the theatrical experience. As the executive director of the Montclair Film Festival and a programmer for indie cinemas, he literally lives and breathes curated film. He is the champion for the magic of that shared, in-person movie experience. Okay, so we've got the global strategist, and we've got the artistic champion. But who actually builds the infrastructure? Who owns the facilities and the gear where all this work actually gets done? For that, we've got to turn to the entrepreneur. And that brings us to the entrepreneur's perspective, which is represented by Pete Conlin. He provides that absolutely crucial on-the-ground view from the businesses that are the backbone of the entire industry. This is a guy who has built and operated the actual post-production facilities in New York, LA, and the UK, the places where the magic actually happens. He's been a principal at a powerhouse like Company 3, so he represents the crucial, practical side of the business, the entrepreneurs who have to figure out how to survive when giants like these make a move. So there you have it, 3 completely distinct viewpoints: the global streamer, the cinema champion, and the on-the-ground entrepreneur. And when you put them all in a room to talk about a merger like this, man, you get a crystal clear picture of an industry at a massive crossroads. And this is where it all collides. A merger like this forces a confrontation. You have Jeff Roth's world of global scale just crashing into Tom Hall's world of curated artistry. So would a Netflix algorithm start dictating what a Warner Bros. Movie looks like? Would the theatrical experience be sacrificed just for subscription numbers? And, super important for people like Pete Conlin, when these two giants consolidate, What happens to the hundreds of independent businesses that support them? Does that hyper-efficiency just squeeze them out? Or does the sheer volume of content maybe create new opportunities? These are the fundamental tensions at play.
Ultimately, what's really at stake here goes so far beyond a stock price. This is about redefining the entire future of storytelling itself. The outcome of a merger like this is going to directly impact what gets made, who gets to make it, and how all of us get to experience it for years to come. Which leaves us with one critical question. When the titans of the old guard and the new wave collide, who actually gets to draw the blueprint for the future of entertainment? The strategist, the artist, or the builder? The answer, honestly, is still being written.